Hello, this is Dan with PC Computers, and we are all going through a lot right now with the coronavirus. So I wanted to make this video to maybe help business owners wrap their heads around setting up remote offices. Basically, what I'd like to go over is how to quickly shift to a work from home business model. This will help maximize productivity during a pandemic environment or situation, or it could be disaster that we're talking about. But even still, after all this is done, I think what you'll find is that if you have a good work from home setup, then your whole business structure is going to actually be more productive in the future as well. So there are some small little silver linings in the gray cloud right now. Basically, what we're being asked to do right now is to self-isolate and practice social distancing to flatten the curve. This is very, very important to keep the virus from spreading. You are asking your employees to work from home to reduce possible exposure. Very reasonable request. However, there are a couple things that are going on with this. First of all, many companies are really not set up to do this productively or securely. Secondly, you're asking your employees to change the way they work. So the production that you're going to be getting from them is not going to be as much as it would be as if they're going into an office. So we're going to work on at least the security aspects of working from home right now. So the answer lies in setting up your office to function remotely. That's really what we want to do by the end of this small video. And some questions you might have are, what technologies do we need in order to do this? How can my employees work from home without compromising the security of our network? And how can I make this new work environment easy and comfortable and as productive as possible? So, a couple things to keep in mind is that when you're setting up your work from home environment, you really should not allow your employees to use their home computers or devices. So what you need to do is create a way for them to log into your server securely. Why can't they use their home computers? It's a great question. If you have a business that's set up and all your computers are being monitored properly and you have antivirus on those computers, all the patches really should be maintained and updated weekly for those computers. That all helps create a situation where you're not going to get attacked from a cybersecurity criminal. Nobody's going to be able to infiltrate those computers if they're properly maintained. If you say, okay, go home and use your computer at home, how do you know whether they have an antivirus on the computer? How do you know whether those computers are up to date with Windows updates? There's no way to really even monitor the situation. If there is an issue, how are you going to log in and help them get it resolved? So there are some issues with working from home and using at-home devices. Secondly, in your business, you really want to, when you set up a network, you're going to use a firewall. So the firewall is going to prevent people from coming into your network. And that's really part of the whole cybersecurity implementation. How do you keep your business secure? Well, it does start with a firewall. And I can guarantee that many of your employees, if they go home, do not have a firewall. They're probably going to log right into their Wi-Fi, into their modem, and log into your company. This is not a secure way to access the data on your server. Wi-Fi modems, given by Verizon or whoever, they are more vulnerable than a firewall. So that's another point to keep in mind. And, a lot of people do not have two-factor authentication set up with their computers. And this is a great way to actually prevent a lot of attacks from happening. So let's go through some of the ways how you can actually get your home network set up. The traditional way to really get people logged into a server is through a VPN or a firewall. This is a pretty complex way to set up a network, and it takes a long time. So if you don't have a VPN ready to roll, a very quick way to get logged in, you do want to use a company like GoToMyPC or Zoho or LogMeIn. Now, these are not the most secure products in the world. I think you're going to see that there's a lot of sort of issues when you're using these types of programs. They're going to be a little bit sluggish. They're going to have issues printing, but at least you're going to be able to log in a somewhat secure fashion. I would stay far away from any free program that's offered because those are open source programs and they're open to the dark web. It'll be easy for anybody that's in cybercrime to be able to get into those systems. So at the very least, you want to use a Go to My PC or Zoho or Log Me In. Ideally, you want a VPN connection. The other thing you want to do is get a two-factor authentication going with your network. What that means is that when they log into their desktop at work, they're going to get a code on their phone which will say, okay, here's your code, you now can log into your desktop. It's a nice way to make your environment a little bit more secure. The very best solution that you can get, and a very good long-term solution, is to use what's called a hosted desktop. Now, we partner with Microsoft Azure, and the clients who had the easiest transition had these hosted desktops set up long before the coronavirus happened. And so they were used to working from home or from an office in a very secure fashion. It's an all-in-one click solution. The speed of the programs is going to be as fast as it gets. It's going to be a great performing way to use your programs. All printer issues are resolved because they have the software that redirects printers from local print computers to the hosted desktops. You can also VPN into your network at work to print to those printers. 2MFA is already created with the hosted desktop, so when you log into your hosted desktop, you have 2MFA set up. Data is backed up automatically every night, and all patches and antiviruses are up to date, and these systems are monitored. So this really is the very best solution for working remotely. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to email me at dan@myinterpc.com. You can look at InterPC or myinterpc.com as well at our website. We have some nice information that you can read and download. Again, I want to support any business out there with working remotely. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We're here to help you. Thank you very much and stay well. Thank you. Bye-bye.